What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me. 10,000 steps, downtown Detroit. We out here. See, I got my headphones on again today, but they haven't been repaired. Basically, long story short, they claim they don't service my headphones anymore. And I said, nah, that's not true, because these are the Solo 3s, the Solo 4s are now. And I said, nah, that's not true, because I thoroughly researched this before I came out here to make sure that you guys still did service Solo 3s before I wasted my time coming here. After I shot that down, then he switched to, oh, well, yours is a limited run, so we don't service those anymore. They've been out too long, so we can't service them. So basically, because mine are too unique, these are the 90th anniversary Mickey Mouse ones, because they're too unique, they don't want to service them. So back out here with these on. They working for now, so hopefully they'll keep working without incident, and I'll keep being out here with them. But let's get to the topic at hand, which is knowing the kind of woman you are with. This is very important. You must understand the type of woman that you're with. Tyrese is a solid dude, man. He done had a few viral moments with people laughing at him, which is very unfortunate, because I don't like seeing people struggle when I know they're going through a hard time, and people like making fun of their misfortune. But, he had the video where he was crying about the amount of child support that he having to pay. He was kind of ugly crying. And, he said, what more do you want from me? The internet ate that up, man. And I really didn't find anything funny about that, real talk. If you've paid child support before, you ain't find that to be funny at all. You like, damn, brother. But he's been making the rounds recently. He was on a Breakfast Club. He kind of had a bit of a moment where he broke down crying. Charlamagne asked him a bit of a prying question, and I like his response to it. I really do, because when he was starting to get emotional, Charlamagne was trying to be like, get him a tissue and this and that, and he said, no, you asked me this. You shouldn't have asked me this. Basically, and I'm paraphrasing, you shouldn't have asked me this if you weren't prepared for the response that you was gonna get from it. I really like the way he handled that, because that was some real talk. I really don't like them dudes on the Breakfast Club all that much. I'm not gonna get into why. That's the topic for another video, but I really don't like them dudes on the Breakfast Club very much. And Charlamagne kind of asking that really prying question like that, it felt like it was to get a viral moment out of him. And he did get one, but not the type of viral moment that he was expecting. But in a different interview Tyrese had did, because we know he went through a bit of a divorce. He's been vocal about how that hurt him. We're gonna sit right here real quick. He's been vocal about how the divorce really hurt him. In the interview that he did before, when he was talking about the divorce, he said something that I found to be really profound. And that's where I'm leading to with this conversation here. He was talking about how, his wife, how she just turned cold on him out of nowhere, according to him anyway. He said, he never cheated on her, never raised his voice to her, never raised a hand to her, any of that sort of stuff. And just the way that she did him with the divorce and going after him for alimony and child support, he don't really know this person. And he also said he don't believe that she ever loved him at all. Now that's the part that really got to me, because I personally cannot fathom how you can be that oblivious to a person's intentions for you. Maybe he really didn't see this coming, because he said he got rid of all his other chicks and all that sort of stuff. He never cheated on her and whatnot. And just how passionate he was about this, I believe him. I really do. But I still don't understand how you can live with a woman, how you can lay next to this woman every night and just have no clue that you are a mark. You just have no clue at all what her intentions are for you, that you being essentially duped. I have no idea how that could be. I can understand having an idea and it turning out to be worse than what you thought, but just to be completely clueless, I don't know how anybody could ever fall into that, man. So the lesson here is, guys, you got to know the type of woman that you're dealing with, and you have to be honest with yourself about the type of woman that you're dealing with. Is she really there for you? You know, here's Tyrese. Here's a guy that, you know, as they call it, was a high value man. You know, he's got a lot of clout. You know, his name carries weight. You know, he's a celebrity. He's a man that many women want. You know, once upon a time he was a model. I think it was for Polo Sport. I know Tyson Beckford was for Polo Sport, but I think Tyrese was too. But he was a model nonetheless, regardless of who it was for. So here's a guy that, you know, he's had his fair share of women after him, you know, like vultures. And he, for the most part, seemingly has navigated around that. And he chose this particular woman only to ultimately end up getting fleeced just as bad as he would have gotten fleeced with the, you know, with the other groupies, if not worse, you know. And even though I don't know how he could have fallen in this, it doesn't make me any less sad by it, because Tyrese is not a stupid guy by any means. You know, you can just listen to the guy talk. He's no dummy by any means. I know he kind of plays a bit of a dummy, a bit of a comedy relief in that, in the Fast and the Furious movies, but that ain't him. You know, he is not that guy at all that he's playing in those movies. You know, and you could just really tell this whole thing really did a number on him. You know, he like lost his mom and stuff. So all these things compounding on top, I know that guy really been going through it. But man, know the type of woman that you are with. There is no excuse for being that oblivious to somebody plotting on you like that. As I said, it's one thing that you saw stuff, and as time went on, you realized that it was even more, you know, devious than what you first thought. You know, it was even more diabolical than what it first seemed. But he had no idea. He didn't see this coming. And now, after the fact, he don't believe she ever loved him. Bro, how do you date a woman, marry a woman, have a child with a woman? I mean, this is a woman you see every day, you lay next to at night. How does it take, after all this happening, for you to figure that out, that she never loved you to begin with? Only he can answer that, man. I'd be willing to bet, though, that if he like really deep dived, and I'm not saying he not being honest, but if he was to really deep dive and just be real with himself, he probably would see all types of red flags of stuff, and he chose to never mind them. You know, he chose to ignore them, look the other way, downplay them, because he wanted this vision of this woman that he came up in his mind to be parallel with who she was in reality. Because it's like what I said about people in your friend circle, you know, day one friends and all that sort of stuff. We oftentimes we create a version of these people in our head, a much better version of them in our head than what they really are in real life. And men do that a lot with women. And this is how you end up duped, because she's done things or said things, you know, things. I mean, if you've been with her, something has slipped. All right, she ain't been perfect 24/7. Even if she was really good and calculating at what she was doing, there had to have been times where something she said or did was a bit sus, multiple occasions, and he chose to ignore those signs and protect himself. You know, it looked like he didn't protect himself at all. He didn't even protect himself with a prenup in any sort of way. So it's just a really unfortunate thing, but that's really what it comes down to, y'all. Like, know the type of woman you getting involved with, because it's Tyrese today. It could easily be you, and you might not have Tyrese's money and Tyrese's status and success, but if something like this happens to you, you gonna be sitting hurt all the same. You know, you got to give up half of what you spent your career building up. You got to give half of it to some woman. You know, that hurts. And people be thinking like you should only protect yourself if you know, with a prenup if you like rich or whatever. No, I heard somebody say the other day, it ain't just about having a bunch of money, because if you a guy that's making $40,000 a year, you know, or maybe not 40,000 a year, but let's say you got 40,000 saved up, 40,000 a year or 40,000 saved up. It really doesn't matter. You got 40,000, however way. Having to give up half of that, that's gonna be a lot to you. All right, so it's not really about whether you rich or not. Having to give up half of what you got, however much that is going to sting. Because half is half. It really don't matter what the number of half is. Half is gonna sting. But I appreciate y'all connecting with me. I'm gonna get back to doing this walk, these 10,000 steps. Y'all chime in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm gonna holler at y'all soon. Peace.